Hey y'all, it's Chimdi. So I know what you're thinking. You're saying, Chimdi, how could someone like you, someone who is so talented, so beautiful, all right, has such good energy, all right, has that banging body, how could someone like that possibly be single? Honestly, first off, those are a lot of compliments. You're being very kind. I do appreciate it. Thank you. And also, this is a really good question, and I'm glad that you asked it, and I think it is important that we spend the next 10 or so minutes really unpacking the mystery of that. But before we get into it, y'all, this video is sponsored. Yes, it really is. The ouch here. Hey, Chimdi. Chimdi, but a slightly more masculine version of me? Yeah, girl. It's me. I'm so proud of you, and I knew this day would come. You're gonna blow up any day now. And you know what? I really wanna lock you down while I still have a chance. Girl, will you marry me? Is this the ring from Modern Gents Trading Company? The company that's sponsoring me? Yeah. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, it's genuinely really gorgeous, but did you get it for free? Don't worry about it, baby. What's free is this ring from Conflict, all right? All the women's rings and accessories are made from high quality 925 sterling silver and grade A CZ stones. I mean, I do resonate with that, all right? That's why I am working with them. Like, their whole mission is to provide affordable wedding and engagement rings for men and women, because truly, love shouldn't come with a hefty price tag. Exactly. So what do you say? Marriage? Is it the ring, baby? Because I can get you another one. They offer easy returns and exchanges and that free US shipping. Well, there we go. There's that free thing again. So are you proposing to me because you got these rings for free, or did you actually want to propose to me? Baby, I'm not trying to marry you just because the Lord gifted me with these beautiful engagement rings, all right? You don't even have to wear them as engagement rings. You can wear them as just stunning jewelry, all right? As a cocktail ring. I know, I got the talking points. They also carry necklaces and earrings and bracelets that shine 24/7, just like your smile, baby. I mean, I'm about to go on this little trip, this little vacation. It is nice to not worry about expensive jewelry when you're on vacation. Or during a pregnancy if your fingers swell up, because you know I'm gonna put a baby in there. I don't even know how that's possible. Oh, we'll make it possible. And listen, they've got men's rings too. So what I'm thinking is like tungsten steel, Damascus steel, but you know the carbon fiber and the tungsten carbide, they're making some points too. I haven't even said yes yet. Baby, why are you pretending like you can resist me? What's your ring size? 10, baby. And you know they've got that inclusive sizing. 3.5 to 13 for women and 6 to 16 for men. Yeah, 16. I know you like it big. I don't know if that's appropriate for this ad. Half sizes in between. Wow, okay. Anything else I should know about them? Their customer service is fast responding and friendly. And you know I'll let you still have friends. What does that even mean? I want an open relationship. Wow, okay. Well, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and take this ring because it is genuinely very gorgeous. And I know they gave you a second band, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that one too. Okay, thanks. And listen, I'm not saying I am opposed, okay, to an open relationship. I just think the fact that you're bringing it up in the proposal is just a little bit of a red flag. That's fine. Listen, how about this? You think about it, all right? And once you realize that no one can love you like you can, you know where to find me. Thanks, Chimdi. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed that. That was super fun to make. Thank you so much, Modern Gents Trading Company, for sponsoring this video. I feel like it's such a good sign that my very first proper sponsorship is coming from a company whose whole thing is love and making love for everyone. I'm gonna wear this ring the entire time because it is genuinely very nice. Before we go ahead and get into the actual video though, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to see more, and let's get started. Let me take this off. I am not Hood Chimdi. Alright, so I feel like there are two main reasons why I'm single. And to be clear, I am single by choice. It's hard to say it with a straight face. It's hard to say it with a straight face. So here are the two reasons that I think I'm single right now, right? The first one, Jesus, all right? The Lord, God's plan. I watched this podcast on the Iron Wifey channel, and she brought on a woman who at the time was in this relationship with this person who was not aligned to the Lord the way she was. She knew better, truly, but you know how it is with love. You get into it with people, you start getting a little confused, you start making your little compromises, you know, all that. But she came to a point where she realized, actually, this is not the person person that God has for me. So even though they were a great person, she was okay to let him go because she realized it wasn't about her wanting him to love God for her sake so she could say she had this man who loved God, but it was for his own sake. Because us, y'all who know that God is real, who understand, the spiritual connection that we are infinite beings, it's a powerful thing to realize that you are not this physical form. And so it's not about, I want you to believe in God for me. It's like, I want you to believe in God for you, all right? And if you don't believe in him yet, you're not gonna be able to really relate in a real way. I actually had a really powerful conversation with somebody around why she can't engage with somebody who doesn't believe in God. And I literally wrote it down in my head because I was like, I'm gonna use this the next time I meet somebody who wants me, who don't believe in the Lord. And it's because, like all things, we have our moments where we shake and we falter and we really need someone who's gonna hold us up and say, hey, I know who you really are. I believe in you. I'm here to hold and stand with you in these moments of struggle, and vice versa, right? But if you're with someone who doesn't believe in the same stuff in terms of your infinite power and your infinite divine protection, when you falter and struggle, they're not gonna be able to be there to lift you up with those same words and those same ideas. But what got me about this woman's podcast was she was talking about how certain people have these ideas that's like,
oh, I have to date this many people before I get married, or have sex with this many people before getting into a relationship.
They have these things that society tells us about, here's how we're supposed to do it. But actually, if you genuinely believe that the person that you are supposed to be with is already out there, God already knows exactly who it is, he already has a master plan for how you two are gonna meet and connect, you don't need to really waste your time with people that you know aren't right for you. I did a bunch of dating in LA, and I'm gonna be honest, I mostly did it for the stories, all right? I knew pretty much immediately with the majority of those folks that there were some alignments that were not there, but I love having a good time, all right? And I love having a good story to tell my friends. And so I would just be going on these dates. And that is such an unintentional way of living that I really look back and I'm like, girl, do better. But we working on it. Growth. But actually, you don't need to go into the sea and pull out fish after fish after fish after fish and just keep being mad that it's not the right one when there's only one that God has for you and it's gonna be good to go. And so that really resonated with me, the idea that if I genuinely believe in God and I believe that God does have a master plan that's better than any plan I can come up with, I truly can just chill and let that person just come to me. And also, as y'all know, I live a life where I really don't believe that I should have to do any labor, no work of any kind at all. It should all come to me real easy, okay? And so that way of thinking, that way of approaching dating also really aligns for me. I just kind of sit back and I just let the love come to me. I don't have to go running out and chasing it. So I don't think I've been on a dating app in, I don't know if it's been a year, but it's been months since I've even had them downloaded onto my phone. And I only meet people just living my best life, usually on the internet. That is where it comes. That is usually where it happens. But I am still meeting dope people and having really dope conversations. And there is still a lot of learning and growth that I'm experiencing every single time. Now that I have the mindset that I don't need to really stress about it, that it really is just gonna come when it's supposed to come, I'm good, and that brings me that sort of joy and that peace that comes with
yeah, I'm not too worried about being single.
I'm not gonna use this video to talk about how great it is to be single, because if you're single, you know it, or you don't, right? You either think it's awesome and fun, or you think it's trash. I think what's tough too, well, I say tough, but I'm just I think something I'm a little bit iffy about is also the fact that women do die faster if they're married. So I think even though, and there's studies that show even when a partnership is very balanced when you are dating, once you get married, you tend to step into very traditional gender roles, which leads to the men having longer lives and the women having shorter lives. And I think it's always nice to be
that's them though. I'll be different.
But I do feel whenever I get involved with people, there is a certain level of stress that just goes up. And I think part of it comes from the second point, which is trauma. So it comes with having to unpack and heal all the parts of me that were hurt in the past that ideally I kept long buried and are now sort of re-emerging as I'm in a new relationship. So I think it's partly that, but I think it's also partly just having this other person who has their own challenges and hopes and dreams and goals, and you care about them, so you are invested in them too, and so their ups and downs can somewhat affect you. And maybe that's a lesson on boundaries and how to be a loving support for your partner without taking on their stuff as your stuff. But I do think that we have things set up where women are expected to be these emotional caregivers, and that means more trauma on our body as the men are healed and get to become and belong and grow in the container that we provide for them. I feel everything that I'm saying is just a little bit sexual, and I can't help it. It could just be my mind. Like I said, I'm aggressively single, so it could just be that my mind is just always going in that direction, but it's fine. One of the reasons why I'm single is because I do actively, and I am actively healing my trauma, because I know what happens when you don't heal your trauma is that you bring it into the relationship, whether it's you as a parent, you as a partner, you as a sibling, you in your workplace. So you end up creating these same dynamics that traumatized you in the past. I think because you're trying to like correct the trauma is trying to escape. And so it's gonna keep putting you in situations that you can express what's actually supposed to be expressed, put the divine law that has been transgressed back into like its appropriate relationship, and it'll keep doing that until it's done. Knowing that, I was like, okay, I need to do a lot of healing because I don't want this next relationship I'm in to repeat some of these same patterns and just lead to the same kind of like misery and weeping and all that kind of stuff. So let me do my part and heal. And so that's what I've been doing over these last couple of years, is just healing a bunch, very much so in these last few months, which has been great. And I do think that as I have vibrated on a higher healing, more loving energy, it has attracted different kinds of men into my orbit. One of the things I am being challenged to do is actually hold steady to what it is that I want and not compromise because you're getting the attention of a very attractive man. As picky as you are, as high as your standards are, as specific as it is that you want, God can make anything happen. So if that's what you want, then chill and God will bring it to you. You know, you don't need to be worried about settling for anything less. And also I think I am genuinely okay with dying alone. So I think that makes it easy. I think that makes it easy. I think you have to genuinely be okay with like holding yourself as you, I don't know what this death scenario is. I like imagine a Titanic style, like I'm in a boat and I'm just like holding myself as the boat sinks and the cold washes over my body and I slowly drown, which is, I don't know what's going on in my life that I'm on that kind of scenario. I think more realistically, you know, I'm gonna die the way yogis and folks and like spiritual people, there's like a particular way of dying where you take like 3 deep breaths and then your soul just like leaves. That's how I want to go. I want to have a whole conversation with God where God is like, all right, girl, you ready to go? And I'm like,
all right, yeah, let's go.
and I dip on out of here. So I think that's really important, you know? And I tend to shape these videos where it's like advice. And I'm like, here's a tip. And so here's the tip. Be okay dying alone, all right? Genuinely. Don't just be saying that. Genuinely be okay with dying alone. I'm reading some Rupert Spira. Someone in the comments, thank you very much, recommended him to me. And he said something to me that I thought was very interesting and profound and has really been settling with me. And it's the idea that all happiness has the exact same flavor. So the happiness that you get from getting your first job, the happiness you get from going on an amazing trip, the happiness you get from kissing your newborn's forehead, all these different types, it's the same quality of feeling inside. And it's the feeling of returning to your source self, which is pure joy and happiness. And forgetting that you are like this separate being, right? Like remembering that you are actually a part of the whole, because the only point of us as these separate beings is to forget and to lose this idea that we're separate. And so I think a lot of people want to be in relationships because they want these things that they think will make them happy. So companionship, sex, support, and all these different things that they think will make them feel good. But if you consider the fact that actually it's the same quality of joy and happiness and peace, you don't actually need this relationship to get there, then I think it kind of reduces the urgency or the pressure to just be with somebody because you're hoping to get this feeling. I don't have any answers, y'all. I think I don't have any answers. I don't have any expertise. I love that y'all support me in these videos because I just be getting on here and talking and y'all just be like, wisdom. And I'm like, are you sure? I want everyone to be a creative. Everyone is a creative, but I want everyone to like see what it's like to have a YouTube channel, to have an audience and a platform, because it makes me look at other people who are creative, who have audience and platforms and really understand what's happening, which is that it's just people running their mouth on the internet. I'm just a regular mofo. I love the support. To be clear, I love it and I love y'all, but it's very humbling because I'm just like, I promise y'all, I am real regular. And it's not fun how that's such a complete turnaround from all that ish I was talking at the beginning. And I think that is actually why I'm single, is because when people are impressed with me, as you hopefully would be in a partner, I'm just like, is that all it takes for you to be impressed? That's a self-love thing. It's a journey. We're healing. I am super excited that I now have an engagement ring. So if no one ever proposes to me, I can say that I got one. And I'm so excited to have a first sponsored video. This has genuinely been really, really fun to create and to talk about. And it's motivated me to talk about this topic that I've been thinking about but haven't quite been able to figure out how to put the words on. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this, if you liked this, if it was fun. Hopefully it was fun. What's your relationship status? Do you want me? If you want me, let me know. Okay, no guarantees. And let me know, what are you looking for in a relationship? And if you're single, why do you think you're single? And if you are in a relationship, why do you think you're in a relationship? And are you doing a good job? That's the video, y'all. Thank you for watching. Thanks, Modern Gents Trading Co. for these gorgeous rings. I appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Bye.